All right, everyone, welcome. What we're about to walk through today, this isn't just another presentation. This is our core playbook. It's the strategy that's going to define how we grow, how we connect, and most importantly, how we scale trust in a massive way. So let's dive right in. So let's just jump in with the big question, the one that stumps pretty much every organization out there. How in the world do you build thousands of trusted relationships all at the same time? It seems impossible, right? Well, we believe we've cracked the code. And the answer? It's a system, a really deliberate, repeatable system that we call strategic segmentation. Look, it's all about understanding that not every relationship is created equal. And when we start treating them with the specific focus they deserve, that's when we create this incredibly powerful engine for growth. So that's the big idea we're going to unpack today. So where do we start? The first piece of this whole puzzle is what we call the relationship spectrum. I mean, it's just common sense, right? One size does not fit all. Our partners, our stakeholders, they're this huge, diverse ecosystem. So what we've done is organize everyone into 4 distinct tiers. Why? To make sure every single interaction is relevant and that people always feel like they're in a room with their peers. Okay, so everything, and I mean everything, starts at the grassroots level. This is tier 1. Think of it as our foundation. We're talking about entrepreneurs, boutique consultants, groups like the Opportunity Clubs of America. These are super driven people. We give them value, networking, education, and what do we get back? Something amazing. Proprietary deal flow and these incredibly rich data sets, all at a really low cost. Okay, now let's build on that. Moving up to tier 2. This is, for all intents and purposes, our primary revenue engine. It's managed brilliantly, by the way, by Mark Haas over at AEG. This tier is all about bringing in revenue through really high-quality events. Think webinars, seminars, the whole shebang. The folks here are our sponsors and our teaming partners, and honestly, they are absolutely crucial for our financial stability and our reach. Then we have tier 3. Now we're talking about engaging with some really well-positioned executives and highly regulated enterprises. These aren't people just looking for a simple networking event. No way. They have specific, complex problems, and they need sophisticated solutions. So our engagement with them has to be super tailored, very consultative. And then, at the very top of the pyramid, you've got tier 4. These are the global leaders. We're talking academia, government, top-tier industry players. Key clients like Noble Reach. Now sure, these relationships bring in top-tier consulting revenue, and that's great. But what's just as important, maybe even more so, is the social validation and the strategic partnerships they offer. That's what really amplifies our influence across this entire spectrum. Okay, so we've got these 4 tiers. But so what? How do they actually work together? Because this isn't just some static list, right? It's a living, breathing, interconnected system. We call it the value exchange engine. And believe me, this is the absolute heart of our strategy. All right, let's get on the same page with terminology here. What do we mean by value exchange? It's simple, really. It's a mutually beneficial system. And the key word there is mutually. Every single engagement has to be a two-way street. We give something, specific, tailored value, and in return, we get something strategic back. Could be data, could be deal flow, revenue, validation, you name it. And this is a great way to visualize that two-way flow. Look at the give side. We're offering things like education, high-value events, and straight-up problem solving. And what about the get side? Well, that give translates directly into the benefits from each tier. We get deal flow from tier 1, revenue from tier 2, consulting opportunities from tier 3, and that crucial social validation from tier 4. See how it works? Each piece feeds the next. It creates this awesome, self-reinforcing cycle. Okay, theory is great and all, but let's make this real. I want to walk you through a perfect example of this whole model in action. Let's talk about our work with Carasoft. This case study is going to show you exactly how this playbook works out in the wild. So here's the setup. Carasoft, one of our key sponsors, was sitting on what was basically a gold mine, a network of 5,000 AI tech vendors. Sounds amazing, right? But they had this massive problem. They had zero desire and zero capacity to actually vet all of them. They were completely overwhelmed. So what did we do? We just ran the playbook. Step 1, we identified their core problem. Easy enough. Step 2, we gave their audience a dangle, some really valuable intel on federal AI spending. You got to get their attention, right? Step 3, we delivered real value. We actually taught those vendors how to work with Carasoft and with the government. And finally, step 4, we empowered them with tools so they could self-attest their own readiness. And here's the key insight, the big takeaway. It's so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. We solved Karasov's problem by first solving a problem for their audience. And honestly, that right there, that gets to the absolute heart of our philosophy. For all of you as leaders, this is a crucial takeaway. Our fundamental goal with a sponsor is never just to cash their check. It's to solve a real problem for the exact audience they're trying to attract. When we nail that, the sponsorship transforms into a real, genuine partnership. Which, of course, brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation, your role in all of this. Look, this strategy is only as powerful as our ability to actually execute it. And as our leadership team, you guys are the champions. You're the drivers of this playbook. So what does that mean day to day? Here are your key responsibilities. First, I need you to champion this segmentation model in everything you do. It has to become second nature. Second, your ears need to be open, always be listening for problems we can solve for our partners and for their audiences. Third, be rigorous. Make absolutely sure that every single engagement delivers that two-way value we talked about. Fourth, use this framework as a lens to spot new opportunities. And finally, get out there and personally cultivate relationships across all four of these tiers. So I want to leave you with a question. As you head back to your teams, I want you to start thinking about this immediately. Based on everything we've just talked about, where's the next Karasoft? Where is that next untapped value exchange just waiting for us? The opportunities, believe me, are everywhere. And with this playbook, we finally have the map to find them. Thanks, everyone.